Welcome to the special Collision Hub Network News Report. I've got with me Scott Van Hooley. And Scott, some big news overnight coming out of California. What's going on?
So after several years, Hyundai has finally got the authorization to release collision repair manuals in the United States. They started off with 4 models: the Palisade, the Santa Fe, the Sonata, and the Nexo. And there's going to be more manuals to come in the future, but those were the first 4 that were published. And we found out about that this morning, and we got the information out there as quickly as we could, and we're beating that drum on every avenue that we can find.
Well, that's great. This is some pretty big news now, Scott. I know you've been personally working on this project for a number of years. What are some of the steps that you were involved in to kind of get to this point?
Well, it really started almost 10 years ago, with iCar going to the OEMs and showing them what needed to be done for collision repair information. Kia was one that had not had repair information, and through some of that early work with iCar, they were able to finally release the repair information about the time we started RTS. So that was a really good step, and we've been working with Hyundai by providing a lot of data to them to show them and show the people and the powers that be that here's why you need the information. The industry needs this information. They're asking for it. We need to provide this to them for that complete, safe, and quality repair. And we started to build a lot of different web pages on RTS that we had MSOs and insurance companies submitting questions. Even though they knew there wasn't repair procedure, we had them submit a question anyways so that we could show that there's a constant need for this information. We then would take that data and provide it to Hyundai. We also did a cross-section of the repair industry where we looked at all of the different OEMs and how they have repair procedures and the types of repair procedures, and gave them a really good layout of what the industry is looking for and needs. And they were able to provide it in their latest release. We also were coordinating with a lot of other organizations, like I said, MSOs, insurance companies, different industry organizations, to try to help coordinate a lot of the requests that were going to them. So it was a united front of the entire collision and repair industry requesting and asking for that information. So it wasn't just iCar or some company asking for it. The whole industry was really in dire need of that information. And they were able to get that done, and hats off to a lot of the people over at Hyundai that have worked tirelessly and got the ball across the goal line here for us. And it's a big win for the industry, and now all the OEMs in the United States have collision repair information available.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, that is huge. Now this is part of that the iCar repairability technical support, and this is part of your OEM linking activity. Is that correct?
Yep. So the OEM linking pin was a critical part of this because we provide that link from the industry. If it was one shop asking a question, they might get a no answer, and that's all they're ever going to do. They're not going to keep coming back to the OEM and asking the same question again and again. Where we came in, we could keep asking that question again and again by providing that data. So it wasn't an email every day, but here is a data feed that would explain, here's what the industry needs, what they're looking for on actual damaged vehicles. So it's not subjective, it's not what we think they needed, it's actual data from the industry.
And you added to the RTS website under the Ask iCar some specific links just for Hyundai and just for the MSOs. Is that correct?
Yeah, we added. So we had the MSOs submitting an Ask iCar inquiry, even though they knew the answer was going to be there's no repair information. But just to provide that documentation to Hyundai, we created individual ones for the different large MSOs so that they could, as part of their standard operating procedure, ask the question every time. So every time they worked on a Hyundai, that question got uploaded to Hyundai so they knew what was being asked. We also did that with some of the insurers, and it's been a huge benefit. We also would show them some different examples of vehicles with the mixed materials, where the mixed material vehicle, you can't repair it like we used to with spot welds or plug welds, because now you have adhesives and rivets, and it's a very specific rivet and specific adhesive. And so we were showing them examples of cars that could not be repaired without repair information. And that, I think, also helped tell the story that needed to be told.
And of that data that you gathered, how much data are we talking? How many inquiries did you receive?
Well, we have received over 34,000 website hits um, on just the partial part. So people looking up information on Hyundai, trying to find out if they have repair procedures. We had 34,000 hits just on that alone. Plus, I believe we had about 4,000 inquiries where people literally sent in a question and said, is there repair information? So that's a pretty overwhelming statistic when you start looking at how many vehicles in the market share. Because with our questions typically that come into the Ask iCar function, we would see that whatever the OEM's market share is, almost exactly the percentage of questions that we got on them.
Okay.
But with Hyundai, it was substantially higher because of the fact that there wasn't repair information and the industry needed it.
So that's 34,000 people that are proactively coming and looking for the information. That doesn't even include all the other people that had Hyundai vehicles but probably were wondering what types of information was out there that never approached the RTS team. So that's a lot of vehicles. And again, I would venture to guess that, you know, of those 34,000 vehicles, because the information wasn't available, those of that probably had at least a procedure or two maybe that may have been done incorrectly because the information wasn't available. And I had heard, you know, also that there's some vehicles that were deemed total losses just because the information wasn't available. So hopefully that'll change that around. Now, so one thing that I had heard several months ago now was that Hyundai was getting close. I know we've been heard they were getting close for quite some time, but that it was going to be a little bit watered down versions of the body repair manuals. What types of information is included in these new collision repair manuals that are released?
So the manuals they released are the full manuals. They have sectioning in them, full part replacement, and they're very well illustrated. They're very clear. A lot of step-by-step directions, and it's very impressive that to start out of the gate they have that information available. They have color-coded charts for the steel identification or for construction material identification, corrosion protection, seam sealing. They really have the full body repair manual that you're used to seeing in other OEMs. They have that already day one, and that's great to see. So it's not watered down. It's not only a couple procedures. It's a full body repair manual.
Well, I think that's fantastic, and it certainly supports the iCare vision of complete, safe, and quality repairs. And I know you mentioned that, you know, a lot of other people and a lot of other organizations were actively involved in this, but I know you've been working on this person for a long time, and so congratulations to you on finally kind of cracking the code with them. That's quite an accomplishment, and it's on behalf of the entire industry. Certainly, thank you for your efforts and not giving up on it. So it's great that it's finally available. And I believe the article I read also mentioned that there will be additional manuals coming. Do we have any timeline on that, or do we know what's next from Hyundai?
They're going to be coming over the next few weeks and months as they're approved and published. You know, like anything else, there's a process to it. And but I think you're going to see a pretty wide suite of body repair manuals for all of the different makes and models. It's just going to take time. So we've been patient this long. We just need to be patient a little longer, and we're going to have what we need to fix these vehicles right.
That's awesome. Now, with regard to Hyundai on the RTS website, will you be going back now and adding partial part replacement and other RTS features to the website now that Hyundai's released this?
Yes, we've already started updating the partial part to update that. We've also updated any of the Ask iCars to let people know that those are available. The articles we've written that said there weren't collision repair procedures have been updated. So we're really trying to cross the board to get the word out on that update. And there's also, you know, anytime they add different body repair manuals, we're going to be doing articles and let you know what's been made available and things like that. And also, they did let us know that even before the body repair manuals are available online, if you do have a question, go ahead and submit and ask iCar.
Okay.
And if that manual is not available, we'll escalate it up to them. So it might take a day or two or longer, depending on the question and depending on where that manual is at. But we'll be able to start getting some answers on these vehicles as they come in, even if it's not published today.
Okay. And will you have an online tutorial like you do for other vehicle manufacturers, how to access the body repair manuals?
We already have it on the website.
Okay, cool. So if I go to rts.icar.com, click on OEM information, click on the Hyundai logo, everything I need is going to be right there.
Yep, step-by-step instructions will be there along with the video.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on a pretty monumental occasion here. And so there you have it, everybody. Collision repair information from Hyundai, finally available in the U.S. North American market. And keep your eyes open for more information to come soon. So thanks a lot. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Jason.